Hello. So, Cascade is the hero of the month for December 2025, so let's talk about him. Once the waters of a raging river cast a young Titan upon the shore, a fisherman found the child and raised him as his own. He called the boy Cascade. With each day spent among humans, Cascade drifted further away from his titanic nature, yet his growing power constantly reminded him of his origins. One day, Cascade will have to choose what to be, a human or a Titan. Main role mage, additional role support. Hero stat is intelligence. So, Cascade, like I said, he's one of the newer heroes, like, not the newest hero, that's actually Electra now, but he was released earlier this year. He is a mage hero, and he has some interesting abilities. Let's go to see, where is it? Skills, right here, duh. Hydrokinesis, so one activated, so someone's powerful downpour that deals magic damage, and it's over 6, like, damage over time for 6 seconds. Magic damage over time, and, gosh, and when enemies receive less healing and can't be resurrected. So this guy actually counters Rufus. Like, this is actually, unlike Celeste, which can block, like, the res from, like, say, Astaroth. Celeste can't block Rufus's res, whereas this one can block Rufus's res. So this ends up making, Cascade kind of an alternative to Morgan, for, like, blocking res. Like, so this is, like, if you were running, like, a Twins team. In the past, I would always, like, I'd often use, like, Morgan in a Twins team against Rufus. And you can actually now, with Cascade, you can just use Cascade instead. And again, there's other teams you can use Cascade for, but this one gives him he becomes an alternative to Morgan for countering Rufus. I don't think he's quite as hard of count because it's based on his ult rather than just a passive. So Morgan's going to be a bit more reliable, but Cascade's probably better in like a mage focus team for that. Tidal Wave, the hero transforms an unstoppable wave that surges through enemies, dealing magic damage, scattering them. When the wave reaches ascension, the hero returns to his initial position. So he kind of just goes back and forth, just kind of bumps them around. And then, Refluence, when returning during tidal wave, the hero applies watermark effect to enemies for 5 seconds. They suffer additional damage with the mark. And Cascade powers allied heroes whose primary attributes, intelligence-based attacks, empowered heroes deal damage equal 46% of their magic attacks. Yeah, so it's this, he buffs intelligence heroes. But yeah, rather than having like a weird like subclass, so subclass has been kind of a failure. Like only the undead ones ever actually been relevant, and Electra doesn't even have the undead role, so it's kind of like whatever. Those have always been kind of a failure. They didn't give Cascade one, even though in theory it might have made sense to give him one, but they decided not to. It's just he just buffs intelligence heroes, which is way better than some like narrow like subtypes. So that's good. But yeah, he's a mage hero. He's fine in a lot of different types of teams. He has 3 skins right now. The magic attack one was only available in Sky. I didn't buy it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of use them, but yeah, I didn't want to. I bought the Motion Stream one instead, and I debate out even buying that one. So, but armor, intelligence is one you gotta go. If you happen to have this one, I would probably be the next one. But armor is fine. And glyphs, again, magic penetration, magic intelligence, and then magic defense, that order. I usually skip health on like damage focus heroes. You know, he's intelligence, so nothing to say there. He does buff magic attacks, so that's pretty good. So that buff said, getting this up, like I said, can help magic attack a lot. He also has a penetration book, and of course, intelligence stream. And he does not have any special essential abilities, otherwise it's just pretty standard mage stuff. Pretty standard mage glyphs, so I do like that this one's in the shape of like waves though. They have like, they've got a lot more creative the shapes of these patterns here. And this one looks like a water drop, so I do like the patterns they chose for these, because a lot of them, the earlier ones are pretty meh, and this also like a wave. So, kind of cool. But yeah, so first thing you might notice from his skills is that he puts watermarks on heroes. The only other 2 heroes who do watermarks is Krista and Lars. And Krista got rework recently, which I don't think she needed. There was one downside that Sebastian could no longer block watermarks, which is good and bad in that, Sebastian won't prevent your extra damage or whatever. But on the other hand, you can't use watermarks to strip off Ode to Serenity, which used to be really relevant. So just keep that in mind. But she got an essential ability recently that generous watermarks when allied heroes deal magic damage to a target that has watermark, they restore health 50% of damage dealt. So it pretty much gives all of her Magic damage dealers, vampirism. Long watermarks are applied on the enemy, so Cascade as another source of watermarks with Krista ends up could be a really good way of just healing. Like Krista, Cascade becomes kind of like healers, de facto healers in like a mage line. So that is one of those weird themes there. It's kind of like where you use that a lot. But Cascade's fine in hero teams that don't have Krista. Krista's just become kind of like Krista's never, I don't think, ever stopped being a good hero because I've always used Krista for like Ishmael teams or whatever. But yeah, this is where you would use him a lot. You could totally use him in like other teams though. But like, let's see here. Winnie's teams here. Where's Cascade? Cascade, Lars. Krista's actually number 1 now. Boom, boom. Celeste. Sebastian, like, you can totally run this. Just run Krista as a tank a lot of times in these kinds of lines. And the energy flag is actually pretty good with Lars. Getting Lars to old faster is pretty good here. Actually, probably want chorus, though, since they have Lara. I think we actually want chorus there. Yep. Lara, a lot of times she will get her stun off before Sebastian get Ode Serenity. Like, okay, yeah, see, we blocked it with that chorus there, but, pretty much timing is, like, if she snags Sebastian before he's stun finishes on, he'll use his energy but not get Ode Serenity up, so it can actually be pretty disastrous. But, yeah, it's like, see, look, we're getting all this healing from the watermarks. Like, you could see the healing there. Like, it shows us Krista's healing, but Cascade was getting a lot of healing from the Cascade damage. He only has like 300,000 life, but look how much healing. That's because of the watermarks. All the healing is assigned to Krista, but Krista ends up becoming like pretty much she could be a tank, but also becomes de facto healer. And Celeste is extra healing. Just Celeste's just a good hero in general. But like you can totally just use Cascade this way. Like Cascade's actually pretty good. Cascade's actually pretty good here. I've been using them a lot, but a lot of teams I would use, like Christopher, historically were against these like Ishmael teams, just because Krista's super good at tanking Ishmael. Like she's good at frontal assaults because the ice, the crystallization ability she has. Ishmael pretty much only attacks front, but look, we already killed Ishmael. Look, that was 16 seconds there. Absolutely destroyed the Valeria Ishmael team. Absolutely just got curb stomped there. And Krista with all that healing. Boom, like I said, this. So that's like one of the main ways you can use them. Oh, here's a Rufus team. We'll show you what I mean. What I mean there, I don't use Morgan here, but we can speed this up here. Oh, I should have changed my pet though to Axel. But yeah, no, and historically I would probably use a Morgan here instead. I'd probably want to, you don't really need Sebastian or use that too much. Well, they have Nebula, but I probably would have done like Aurora, Celeste, Morgan, Lars. Oh, shoot. If this is why we wanted Axel, I used the wrong pet. Like I said, this is why we wanted Axel. But see, now Roof is going to revive because we don't have our guy and it's auto. Yeah, this is why I wanted Axel. So if Cascade doesn't die. But we'll switch. We'll probably go to Aurora even just because they don't have Lyria. But yeah, no, this is why I just used the wrong pet because it was chattering. But alright, but yeah. Probably got a bazillion healing there. Okay, so let's do that one again. Let's find, what was that one? Mulligan? Okay. That's actually a guild mate. Probably should have done that, but we're recording videos. We can probably do... Yeah, it's Mulligan. We can actually set that up in a guild war, but, or it's a guild battle. It's actually guild mates, because we're chattering, dude. Because I'm not paying attention when I'm chattering like that. I really don't. What pet was he using? Axel, okay. Axel here. Rufus, Dante, Sebastian, Nebula, Jet. Okay, there you go. I think that's what they had. Okay. There you go. But yeah, we'll show you, like, how we do this here. We don't have war flags, that's fine. We don't really need war flags. Cascade's way down here. Celeste, Lars, and then Krista's way up here. Alright, so let's do this here. See, look, absolutely crushed them there. But yeah, having Axel there protects them from dying is pretty fast. So Aurora's like said something on Valyrian seen Aurora's also pretty good protection against Dante. But yeah, you just we blocked that Rufus res and no problem. We can even show it in slow motion here. Then slow it down because this fight's gonna be over soon. Because Lars about to ult, and then we're gonna watch. So that we have the Cascade ult here. And this is what's gonna block Rufus' res. So if Rufus dies and just dies to magic damage, doesn't res. So yeah, that's what Cascade can do, guys. Super good. Can use him in a lot of teams. Pretty much he's good in magic-based teams that you want to block a res. But you could totally, again, like if you wanted to block a res, say, you could totally use him with, say, like Augustus and Orion. Like this. And where's Celeste? Like, you could totally use him like this too. Like, this should totally work too. Don't necessarily have to be in twins. Like, he just has natural synergy with Krista because of the healing and stuff, but like, you totally don't need to. Like, boom. Oh, he didn't have the ult up. You have to wait. He has to have the ult up. That's where Morgan is. Like I said, Morgan is a bit more efficient because it's passive rather than ult. But like I said, he'll die eventually as soon as Cascade ults because Rufus is not a threat. So, Cascade will ult soon. There you go, just like that. So there you go. Blocking reses with Cascade, that's what he's good for. He's okay as a defense. He's more of, I think, an attacking hero. Kind of like the Twins, I think, are just better attacking team than a defending team. But yeah, that's Cascade. Not too much more to say on that one. Like I said, I think he's a great hero. If you don't have him yet, he is available this month, and there'll probably be like some Cascade brawls in the near future. But yeah, if you want to know more about Cascade, I have done a few videos on him in the past, and you can check one of those out down below. As always, thank you for watching.